Today, let's just speak about making passion work. Right? So, what is passion? The dictionary defines passion is something for which you have strong feeling or desire, strong emotions. Right? I would say passion is something that brings a sparkle to your eyes, right? A shine on your face, true happiness. Right? To find and make passion work requires a lot of qualities. Hard work and luck are just two of them. Over the next 10 minutes, let me just take you through what passion means for me and what did I do to make passion work for me. To start with, let's start from just right out of college, right? How do you start your career? Today, you have plethora of choices available, right? You have the internet, you have millions of options to look up for on what career you want to choose, right? We are living in a truly e-world. In fact, even schools and colleges provide you with opportunities to look at options, guide you. There are specialized professional coaches available, right? That can help you figure things out. But back in the day, we had to rely on a very small circle of people, right? It was either your parents or your aunts and uncles or your friends. And when it was my option to choose a career path that I wanted to take up in life, I looked around, right? All you could do was either become a doctor or an engineer or an MBA or a CA, right? And when I did the digging around me, I took inspiration from a friend's father who was a very successful chartered accountant, right? And that was the key to my life, to the love of my life, that I said, well, let me go and become a chartered accountant. Right? That decision was a stepping stone of my life. Right? And I was very lucky in my early days, right? That during my articleship days, I didn't have to go through the traditional route of articleship, which is audit and taxation. Right? I was always working on foreign exchange approvals, investments, and always used to be in the Reserve Bank of India office. In fact, once I was in the RBI office and a group of RBI officials gathered around me, dazzled and startled to see a 19-year-old boy handling such important matters about foreign exchange approvals. I'm truly indebted to my first boss who had given me this opportunity. Becoming a CA was not easy. Right? It was hard, supposed to be hard. Right? After a lot of work and a few attempts, right, I finally can call myself a chartered accountant. Right? And in those days, so it's early 2000s, I think I was allured by the private sector banks. Right? I think I didn't know what it is. I didn't know how a bank works. I didn't know anything about that, but I just wanted to work in a bank. So after 9 months of rejection, struggle, patience, I finally got into one of the largest private sector banks in India. I have an interesting story to share here. So on the day of the interview, the head of the department was called for an exigency, and a colleague of hers took my interview. To my dismay, she rejected me. However, the HOD said that we should hire him. Right? That's a different story, but the interesting part of the story is the person who rejected me in my interview, right, is today my boss for life. My wife, she's just right here. Leo Tolstoy once said, right, two strongest warriors are time and determination. And I can tell you over the years, I think these are the two things that have helped me stand apart, right? Is the sheer determination and patience. Be it becoming a CA, be it joining a bank. Now, I was in the place of my dreams. I was working in the place where I wanted to be, but I was just burning out. It was tedious working hours. I used to have sleepless nights. I worked at 36 hours at a stretch. One fine day, after almost 2 years working in that bank, I just said, let's call it quits. I can't take it anymore. In desperation, I got into another private sector bank And why I call it desperation is because I took a pay cut. Right? So that was Kotak Mahindra Bank. Little did I know that I was spending 2 decades of my career there. Right? So one very important lesson that comes out of this is that money is not everything in life. Right? In your early part of your career, I think the focus has to be to learn. Right? Just focus on learning to communicate, learning to do the work, learning to showcase your skills. Just learn, and learn. Success and money, of course, comes to those who get up hungry, right? Hungry to work and hungry to learn. And that's where I realized that pay cut was actually a disguise for me, because whatever I am today, whatever I've done today is all thanks to being at Kotak. Once you get into your 30s, you start then deciding about how do you want your career to progress and career to be. Right? And that's the time when you sit down and chart what next to do, how next to do. For me, one of the best times at Kotak, right? I was handling the best of projects. I was working on very exciting things. I was rubbing shoulders with the best of investors in the world. But somewhere deep down, there was something eating me away. Right? I had bird's eye view of everything. Right? I was part of the strategy team, so I worked on very exciting transactions in financial services, securities, banking, exchanges. But I had no on-ground knowledge of any domain banking subject. I knew everything, at 30,000 feet. So when I sat down to think over on what I will want to do and how I want to progress and end my career, it became pretty clear to me that I'm not going to be a business head in the corporate world. Right? And believe you me, I tried everything possible that I could to get there. From the outside, it looked like I had an exciting and illustrious career. Right? Everybody was envious. From the inside, I was somewhere unfulfilled. Right? What am I doing? Where am I heading? So it came to a point that you start thinking on that what should you do next? How you should take it forward? And I said to myself, I think I need to ask some very important questions on where I am in this journey. Was I happy with what I was doing? It was paying my bills. It was paying for my house. I was having wonderful holidays. I created good amount of savings. But I had not found my ikigai, my calling. Was I giving the job my 100%? Yes, definitely. I think that is something I will always do. So let me tell you something what I discovered when I did some soul searching. Have faith. Have faith in yourself and have faith in the universe. At 35, I moved on from the strategy role and I was heading the investor relations function. So that's a pure relationship. Initially it was a little challenging because that was a big shift for me. But once I got into it, I had relations with around 2,000 foreign investors across the globe, who's of the investing world. Right? How lucky was I? I was getting paid to talk. During that period, I started investing as an angel investor in startups. More than investing, I used to enjoy interacting with the founders. The raw struggles, their ideas, their dreams, the things they bring to the table. In fact, over weekends, and I used to complain that I used to be giving time to them, guiding them and mentoring them on finance and strategy, like my core areas of strength. Attracted by this passion and ideas and energy, one fine day decided that let me move away from the corporate world and jump into the world of startups. So that's where I am. Somewhere I started feeling that, things are getting aligned from your facets of work and your personality together. I strongly believe I was able to make my passion my profession. It's a very rare thing to do, but I was able to get there. I always believe, and I always tell any member in my team that you should enjoy your work. Be happy with the work that you are doing. I in fact tell them that you spend your most awake hours at work in your life. If you're not happy coming to work, just quit and go and find something that you like. And it is you who has to go through all these crests and troughs of life at your work to bring together all the opportunities that are offered to you, right? And for which it's one of the very important things is to find the right mentor who can guide you, right? I was very lucky and fortunate to be guided and mentored by the best. In fact, they were able to find light in me when I was unable to see none. And believe you me, there were various periods where it happened, right? And as it said, life is a journey, not a destination. I think life is nothing without those special moments, those struggles, those failures. And whenever I would get into this kind of a mode where, I would feel it's all over. I think there will always used to be light at the end of the tunnel through a few principles that I followed in my life and which I follow till date, which I'm sure I'll continue to follow. So I'll just share a few of them. The first one is integrity. Everybody around you, right, is intelligent. Everybody around you works really hard. Right? But what will make you stand apart is your integrity, your honesty, and your truthfulness. Right? I think it's one of the very basic qualities of humans, which as you grow in life, you will see how it pans out. The second one, which I also think is very important, is own up your mistakes. Right? It's easier said than done. Right? I think owning up your mistakes is one thing, but you need to learn from that. You need to see how you're going to clean that mess that you create. Once, I made a pretty large mistake which went to the board. Right? The board approved the erroneous note. My immediate superior raised his hands. It went to his superior. He called me. So what did I do? I owned it up. The only thing he said is, be careful next time. What a relief that was. Picking up a network, the fourth one is pay it forward. Right? Never say no to anybody who comes to you for help. I think you should just pay forward without any expectation. The universe will pay you multiple. And I think one of the most important, the last but not the least, is also empathy. Be very empathetic to people, be it your colleagues, be it your bosses, be it anybody that you meet. Right? Empathy is one of the most understated and one of the strongest human qualities for interaction. So what is your passion in life? Ask yourself, what is my passion? Whatever answer you get, go do it. Strive to work on it every single day, because that is the moment, that is when your life changes from a question mark to an exclamation.